Hey VC, just a quick update, more of a question than anything. I went by Doc's Records today in Fort Worth, which is never a good idea, but actually did pretty well. I only bought two records, so I got out of there with spending about $23. Uh, but I picked up a copy of this, just trying to complete my. And I hope this isn't backwards because I checked this thing and it was backwards again. It won't stay right side on the video. You have to mess around with it each time. It flips back to backwards after each time for some reason. It's driving me crazy with this thing, but hoping this video isn't backwards. But when I played it back, it looks backwards when I'm watching it, but then when I played it back, it was right side. So anyway, just filling in my McCartney vinyl collection, and I ran across this at Doc's today. Also ran into Punk Texas, VC member, so he was talking about to someone about a record fair going on in San Antonio coming up in September, and I thought he looked familiar, and I said, "Hey, what time? When's that record fair?" And he said, "Hey, I know you." So that was really cool to see him. So if you're watching this, Punk Texas, hope you're doing well out there. It's really nice to meet you. Anyway, so yeah, I was flipping through the new arrivals, and I ran across this, and this isn't one of his rarer vinyl records. I think Wingspan is one of the ones that's kind of pricey to get on vinyl. This is from 1987, right? Yeah. And anyway, it's just your usual, just greatest hits. You got Band on the Run, Jet, Ebony and Ivory, Listen to What the Man Said, No More Lonely Nights. I like that song a lot. Let 'Em In, Silly Love Song, Say Say Say, Live and Let Die, Another Day, which might be my favorite McCartney solo solo song. Uh, Backseat of My Car, that one be my favorite. Sea Moon, Junior's Farm, good stuff coming up, etc., with a little luck and My Love. So it's a double album. Inside's just a bunch of pictures there, and there's that Rickenbacker bass, Paul McCartney on the front cover there. So I got it home and I opened it, or I didn't open it. It was in a plastic sleeve. Took it out of the sleeve, and this has nothing in it. So I thought, oh man, one of the records is missing. I'm gonna have to take it back. Pulled the record out of this one, and it's a weird double sleeve that's got both albums in there with a sleeve in between, or a divider in between the sleeve. So both of the records are in there, and they look in fine shape. But I was wondering if anybody else has this. I don't know if Joe, me and Mr. Mayo, if you have a copy of this or not. I don't remember. So you got two records in one sleeve, and the sleeve's specially made for that. In this side opens up, but there's nothing in there. So I was just wondering if there was originally some kind of book or poster or lyric sheet or something that just want to, if I don't have everything that came with this or not. I'm happy to have the album, and it's just like I said, it's just your regular, what you would expect, greatest hits and all. So I'm just wondering if there's anything on there. And while I've got you all, I still have the 8 people who have made entries into my contest, which is the 23rd. So I guess about 7 days from now that'll be over. So if anyone else wants to jump in on that, name your favorite opening songs contest, there's still some time. And so do that. I was going to do some record reviews. Might do those tomorrow, just don't feel like it tonight. And I've also got 2 people that I know, no, 3, I think, yeah, Karsten Olston and Adam Lee and Jorgen S., who I just subscribed to. I didn't know him before. That's the name going from the 20s, decade by decade, from the 1920s up to now, the 20 teens, I guess this decade is, and name your favorite, oh, 3 to 5, and I don't really care about the number. If you just pick one, or if you want to do 10, Carson did 10 from each decade. Your favorite 3 to 5, 10, whatever artists from each decade. That can be artists or it can be bands. And a lot of people, Jorgen actually did the 20s, the 30s, all the way up to the 20 teens. Adam Lee started in the 50s up, and Karsten, I think, started in the 60s up. So if you don't have anyone that you really know about music in the 40s or the 30s, that's okay. But if you do as many decades as you want to do. You can even go back further to the 19 teens if you want to, or whatever. Or you can even go into the future if you're psychic. I don't, But yeah, it's just a kind of a fun thing to name your top 3 or 4 artists and or bands from each decade. And so join in on the fun of that. I hope some more people do some entries because the 3 that have been done so far have been really good, and I think they had a lot of fun with it. So anyone with any information on what's this thing called, All the Best by Paul McCartney, if there was something else in here, some kind of poster book or something, let me know. Just kind of curious. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I've still got Kinks albums to review, and I think I want to do the Ringo album, Time Takes Time, so I might get those 2 done tomorrow. Anyway, for now, hope everyone's having a good Saturday, and hope it's not as hot where you are as it is where I am, because it sucks, but hope everyone's doing well otherwise.